Ladies and gentlemen, mostly just gentlemen, this is a different desk. Maybe this is just a review desk. Maybe it shouldn't even be called a desk, but my name is JCS and this is my platform to rant, to rave, to bitch, to bemoan all things that encompass OCW and its subsidiaries. Listener discretion is strongly advised because you know how it is nowadays. People are sensitive as fuck. That being said, I don't think there's going to be much in the way of bitching and bemoaning because this is in fact a Turmoil. Oh shit, I'm gonna mess that up. 5252, aka full Throttle review. And the only reason I'm reviewing this episode is A, because I actually kind of have time, sort of. B, because it was a really good show. And C, I'm still riding the high of everybody doing what they're supposed to do properly. It happens and it makes me happy. It gives me exuberance and energy and life force, nourishing life force. So on this review, I'm going to specifically specify mainly the videos. I feel because if I go into the whole review of every nook and cranny, we're going to be here for 3 hours. And I know some of you would love that. I don't. Not doing that. These won't be a constant thing. I've learned in the many years of OCW and many discontinued projects from the likes of guys like Chris Roberts to just set your expectations at a manageable level. Don't OD and just do the best that you can with what you got. So that being said, this review is not going to be uber duper long, but I'm just going to kind of give you my thoughts because honestly, I don't feel like writing a giant review on the forum because I'm just going to butcher it anyway because the way I type is very shorthand and I just use all kinds of colloquialisms and you know, vernacular speech that most people don't get, and you know, it's funny but people don't understand it, so whatever. So this was one of the best shows of the year, along with Riot, Ultra Riot. I would probably give the edge to Turmoil 252 just a tiny bit, because Ultra Riot was also a really good show, but this one in particular just stood out because top to bottom, every match delivered in different capacities. That being also said, I'm not going to give numerical views because I am not Gabe Seltzer, I am not Dave Meltzer. Reviews like, you know, star ratings or whatever are speculative and prone to opinions, and not only that, but I honestly do not want, I rate everything low to begin with, so everyone's be like, oh, why did I get, I'm not in the mood for that. I don't care, because then what happens is if someone says, oh, how come it's not, I'm just gonna say fuck you, and that's rude. I don't want to be rude. So let's begin. Oh, Velcro. And to kick things off, we had the Nate Ortiz and Aries contract signing. That's the role play where they set the stage for Summerside. So it did what it needed to do. Moving on. Let's go to the first match. AC Cobra versus Danny Watts. Okay. Now, most of you listening to this were not in the viewing party. You were probably on, oh my God. You were probably on the YouTube premiere. Was it a premiere? I don't think it was a premiere. I think it was a scheduled match, but you guys were in there for the most part. And let's just say that this match had a lot of emotional value to it. First and foremost, AC Cobra, a longtime veteran in OCW. He's been here since 2010, 2011 maybe. Came around the time maybe before the Ambition era. Was kind of a little bit part of the Ambition era, not majorly, but a lot of missteps in the career, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of peaks and valleys. You know, it's Cobra. It is what it is. It's AC Cobra. He's a staple in OCW. The perennial underdog, Cow Gang, yada, yada, yada. Then you have Danny Watts, rookie, pretty much more W's than L's. As of late, there's a little, you know, kumsi kumsa. It is what it is, whatever. So, assuming everyone went into this match thinking Cobra was going to get dog walked. The funny thing about AC Cobra, he has these spurts of brilliance. I always my closest recollection of that, and I'm short for words, I apologize, was the B2O versus Golden Cobra match many moons ago, a couple months ago. I don't know which show it was. It wasn't for the tournament, so it was before that. Just kind of exhibition match. And Cobra was actually taking it to the current and still OCW champion H2O in the tag match. I said Golden Cobra B2O. Okay, good. I'm not confused. And I was like, oh shit! Like, this is the Cobra. I kept saying it in the viewing party on the stream or whatever. This is the Cobra I want to fucking see. This is the Cobra I want to see. Like this, he can go. So we go into Danny Watts and AC Cobra, and the assumption is he's just going to get raffle stomped. Holy shit! That did not happen. We're gonna have to check AC Cobra for juicing, just to be on the safe side, because the man got Danny Watts red really quick, and this is the part that people brought up. I'm gonna bring it up in public as well. So as soon as Danny Watts is red, he begins to panic. And what is panicking in the competitive sense? Panicking, you can see it when it happens. Just because the demeanor of the match changes, and I haven't really seen it much this season, in bits and pieces. Like, people, when they first start, they'll panic, and then over time they just get used to the nuance of competitive play in OCW, and then they're good. But this man was shooketh. Every reset was followed by like a running attack, just try. And the thing is, Cobra's been here so long, so he's seen it all anyway. So as soon as he got a running attack, like deflected, running attack, deflect, like, and he just, he did what he had to do, and he secured the W. And hearing Jake Allen lose his fucking mind in the viewing party was kind of what took this match over the top for me. So a good win, a fantastic win for AC Cobra, and for Danny Watts, I would say, like it's been said in the discussion forums, which are just like fucking 1,000 messages on discussion alone, which is crazy. Just calm. But like, when you're in trouble, that's when you need to calm down the most. You have to reassess the situation, because that's when the perennial lights are on. And you may catch a L, you may catch a W, but you got to keep your bearings. It happens to everybody, but it just comes with time. And the problem is that a lot of you guys, once you're in trouble, you just get scared. B17 was notorious for this once upon a time back in the day. Like, that was one of the examples. Rex, when the duck, like everyone has their little bad habit that they either made aware of and then they stop it, or they put their head in the sand and continue to just be mediocre or fade away or flake or fuck off or whatever. So the lesson in this match is basically just calm down and fight. Like, if Danny Watts would have taken a step and just be like, okay, instead of help, like, if he just would have calmed down, he would have saw that every time he, not to mention it was kind of shitty ethics, but every time he ran at Cobra, he kept getting denied. He would have saw that, all right, that's not working. I have to switch it up a little bit, maybe slow it down a little bit, catch my breath, think, plan of action. But nah, he just got fucking shooketh. And Cobra, I don't know how we got AC Cena, but we did. So I'm sure this never before, never again. So we'll see. Hopefully we can stop them fucking them John Cena, AJ Styles GIF memes or whatever. Fucking Cobra, ain't this a bitch? I should have known something was up when Cobra came into the viewing party, because I never see him anyway. Like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm like, huh? Whatever. Anyway. So that was a pretty interesting match. It was pretty good dynamic, and it set the pace because people were just they were live and direct. So now we have the Ashley Moore, Zoe Cole versus Debbie D and Lotus Flojo. I hope I said everything correctly. I think so. You got the number one contender teaming up with the People's Champ Flojo to take on the newly returning Zoe Cole and the current champion Ashley Moore, who, I've said this a couple times. I don't know if people maybe heard, maybe it was in chats, maybe it was I don't know where, but I'll just say it here just in case so everybody can get it who listens to this and maybe pass along. Ashley Moore's character has done a complete, is it 360? No, because that means you got where you started. I don't know. The arc of Ashley Moore has been progressively interesting. Ashley has gone from, like I used to say back in the day, adult, who didn't take any information and just kind of did dumb not dumb, but like just anti-thought provoking choices to just being basically what you would expect a wrestler to be. And you know the Ashley character, and maybe that was with help from Valkyrie and stuff like that, and just going through the paces. But Ashley Moore is one of the better characters this season 15 on the low side, because Ashley doesn't get a lot of props often, but Ashley is a very interesting character. The entire arc leading into Lucian and then post Lucian with the paranoid Ashley, the character, the character's motivations, the character's traits, how the character acts, the character's moveset's pretty much fitting. The combat heals is it's a great little gimmick, and Ashley basically is what I want to say. And just a shout out to the handler and the character, because it's a good fucking character. And shout out to Valkyrie, salute to you, because I'm sure you helped in making that as well. So it's just good to see. So everybody going in here, you kind of know what they're about, more so the champion. So we have this kind of odd couple pairing with Zoe Clo and Ashley Moore, because Zoe Clo is angry and hates everybody, and Ashley Moore is like, fuck everybody, you're all against me, you're conspiring against me, you fucks. And this is another tag match, which was a tag match. Ever since CQC became the longest reigning tag champions, they helped elevate tag team wrestling in OCW. What used to be an afterthought for many, many years became a prominent part of the product. So, that being said, more so than not, a lot of times people play like a tag match. They try to, block their sections. They try to keep people from tagging. They employ double team moves, and it's good to see, because back in the day, we had A-Team trying their best against a cornucopia of dummies, and then some good people in between there, but it was tough. And then, like I said, CQC brought it to the forefront. So now more than ever, you see tag teams acting like actual tag teams and not like clusterfuck one-on-ones with people they can tag to. Suffice to say, the match was entertaining. There was a spot where there was some kind of wicked ass reversal from Ashley, landing on the heels and then fucking striking back. It was a good back and forth. There was tag moves, not as much as I'd like, but there was tag moves used. And I wish there would have been a front face lock. That's another thing for tag people. You guys can do front face locks. Tag your partner, grab them, front face lock, do a tag move, fuck it. It helps the visual aesthetic. Although you might get countered, but it's, you gotta try sometimes. So there's a couple hiccups in this match. Mainly so where I think Flojo wasn't closing in the gap, and it allowed the teammate to tag. You gotta always prevent them from tagging at all costs. Suffice to say, and I like saying suffice to say because fuck it, why not? I also enjoyed this match as well. It was a fun match, and if we had more women wrestlers, I would probably consider either a tag cup maybe, or even a women's championship. It was just a solid match all around. It was very entertaining, and it was a good showing of competitive wrestling. Because it's tough. It's tough with this game, especially with the rules that we have. If we didn't have such stringent rules, maybe matches might look a little bit more wrestly. But the problem with that is that there's too much gray area, and then you get bullshit like resets, rush resets, and yada yada yada. Either way, this was a fucking great match. I enjoyed it, and again, it was setting the pace. We're like, oh shit, all right, well then we got two good matches. All right, well, all right. So it was a nice showing. And I know it seems like a blank platitude, but let me be honest. It's really hard for me to just go into a deep move by move breakdown of these matches in a short amount of time. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I would say that you should enjoy the tag team led action. Now let's move on. We have the mystery video. The mystery video was fun because the mystery video, since it's so short, it had so many views on it, which is interesting. I couldn't break the code. Some people were saying that it was Jet Draven. It might be. I don't know, but either way, I'm interested to see where it goes. Stuff like this, we need little mystery things like this. There was breathing, which I thought was Solomon Kane, and he was like that stock breathing, and you never know what happens. You never really know. All I can say is what would be kind of interesting is if Solomon has the whole thing about his little not flock. He doesn't call it a flock, but he already manipulated Joshua Tucker. So Joshua Tucker's his man's. So what's to say he might not do it again and maybe manipulate a Jet Draven, whoever the fuck was in that video. Like if you have to watch the video a couple times and check the frames and see, and maybe you can crack the code. I'm sure one of you people will start fucking zooming in, cracking the code, like, yeah, that's who it is. I don't know. There was a promo with WD and Ashley, basically. Ashley like, fuck you. It is what it is. Moving on, we have Elijah Sanders and Anthony Baker for the #1 contendership for the OCW Light Heavyweight Championship. Now, the Light Heavyweight Championship has suffered not so much of the champion, but the fact that there's not a lot of specific light heavyweight guys at the moment. So we kind of usually just, pick somebody or we do a little contendership in an effort to kind of get someone to be worn like a condom by Anthony, because Anthony's really good. And in a division that's not stacked, you stand out more when you're at the top of the hill. So we got Elijah Sanders and Anthony Baker. Anthony being a former North American champion, that was a good pick for that, because honestly I was like, wait a minute, is Anthony light heavyweight? Like, yeah, he is light heavyweight, but he is also a former champion. I think he was a former tag champion. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know he was a North American champion, so we'll just leave it at that. Then Elijah Sanders, basically the young lion, the I guess the head student of the OCW Combat Center, and it showed with the new attire. We were in the viewing party saying, talking all that mess about, oh, maybe he's gonna come out with some color on his attire or whatever, because he's doing the young lion gimmick, but he comes out with actually a whole new fit, which was nice to see. And he has little hoots on the side, so that's also exciting. Another solid match. Did not overstay its welcome. That's the other thing too. When you have a match and it's not super duper long, it helps, because it just keeps the pace moving, it keeps everybody entertained, and it just keeps everything moving forward in an amicable manner, especially if you have a shitload of matches. Like I think this show was 7 matches, or it might have been 6. I'm not 100% sure, but it was lengthy, but it went by really quick because the matches did not overstay their welcome. So Elijah Sanders has a new fit. This match was fucking solid, man. Like, just solid wrestling. Like, you could tell both guys play, but they don't like go hard in the paint like often. So it was like a couple missteps here and there with you're kind of bumping into each other and shit like that, just trying to figure things out, because it's one plays a lot, the other one doesn't play as much, and just trying to kind of get a feel for what's going on. But when you have two people who've been here forever, they know how to get down on the get down. So there was no like really fuckery or foolishness or chincanery or any of that stuff, which is nice to say, because this season for the most part has been pretty clean. And I think the reason that happens is because since most people tried 20 and it didn't do great, and 19 is an old game, everyone who had an extra season to play has had more time to mature, and there hasn't been a lot of new people coming in to muck the works with fuck play, because let's face it, it's a 2-year-old game. So Elijah comes out with the W, which no one expected, and now we have a #1 contender for the light heavyweight championship. Now, to see how Elijah stacks up with Anthony, aka Tony, aka Antonio, aka your mom's favorite knee. Yeah, okay, whatever. Your mom's favorite pile driver hoot. And yeah, sorry if it sounds like I'm kind of being dismissive. I'm not. I'm just trying to think of a way not to have just empty platitudes, but it sounded like that anyway. So what are you gonna do? So Shepherd Sanders walks away with the W, and a pretty good match. There's a couple false finishes, and it was, did what I had to do with a very nice finisher maneuver from Elijah Sanders. All right, we're moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky. There's a little role play involving Jess being called into Sensations office. I wonder what that's about. What that's about. And we move on to the next segment, which is essentially Joshua Tucker buries the hatchet. I enjoyed this segment. My only complaint is that it was too long for the payoff. And that's mainly because of the way it was done, in the sense that, text was frozen there for quite a while, I guess, so people had a chance to read. There's other ways to do it. The best method I found, honestly, and this might sound biased, is the way that Dupree does his. because line for line Dupree's video role plays are very succinct. There's not a lot of I guess meat in them. There's not a lot of or rather filler or droning on or pontificating. It's just kind of statements and different panels, and you get the point, and then it's done. So I see some of the videos, they're a little bit more long form, and nothing's wrong with the long form. It's just that from a viewer's perspective, and I'm not even saying me personally, I'm just saying, well, maybe I am saying me personally. From a viewer's perspective, let's face facts. This is the YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever generation. Less is more. I find a lot of times the shorter videos do really well because they're fucking short. And people are like, 2 minutes, and they'll click it. Shit like that. So that's the reason why I personally enjoy the Dupree ones, because you kind of just get it. You get the idea. You get where they're going, and then you're done. This one wasn't bad, but again, it's a little long, and I just think it's an editing issue, which can be fixed. I would say the sweet spot for stuff like this would be 3.5. 2.5 to 3 would be a good rule to go to, because that helps maintain. Like, you don't want people to focus on anything else other than what you're doing. So when people start droning on in a viewing party about like little side stuff, that's because you're losing them because it's too long. So basically, Tucker comes out, hey Hoot, I'm sorry for what happened. Asher's like, all right, B, whatever. Then Tucker's like, oh, let's be friends again. It's like, yeah, no doubt, B. Gives him a handshake, everything's all love, and all of a sudden, at like the last, 5 seconds, the last 15 seconds of that entire promo, Tucker just beats the fuck out of Asher. And shout out to both of these gentlemen, because they've been stewing for the past, I'm gonna say maybe 3 to 4 months. This whole thing has been an up and down angle since before Resolution. And they worked that into Resolution, they worked that past Resolution, they worked that into Consequence, they worked that past Consequence, and now we're at Summerside. So I will be pleased to announce on this podcast, if you can remember it, as a surprise, even though it's not a surprise, you're going to have Tucker versus Alex Asher at Summerside. Boom. There you go. So good stuff. Gentlemen, you've earned it, which is an important thing to say. You earned it. Aries versus the mystery opponent. Mystery. Evolution is a mystery. And it's funny because I actually forgot something about the tag match, but it is what it is. So you know what I forgot, so just use your mind because you saw the match. It happened at the end. But anyway, we're moving to Aries and the mystery opponent. The mystery opponent is none other than Justin Jest. And the viewing party and the fucking oh my god, the YouTube people lost their goddamn mind. Justin Jest, that's probably why he got a t-shirt on EWTs.com now. I mean, we also have one OCW has one as well. OCWFED, an OCWFED EWTs.com shirt as well. You can check that out. You should buy one, because I think right now we're number one on day one, and we're number one on the entire site because we get it done. Hoot. So go buy a shirt. Go buy an OCW shirt, and then go buy a Justin Jest shirt. And if you only want to buy one shirt, we'll do a contest sometime towards the end of the summer, and the winner gets either an OCW shirt or Justin Jest shirt. You heard that here first. Save that in your lexicon knowledge. So who is? Oh, I already said who is the mystery opponent. So Justin Jest. Everybody popped. He had a match with Nate Ortiz last Turmoil. Really good fucking match. Took it to Nate Ortiz. So can he do it again? To the former OCW and fucking CCW tag champion and North American tag champion and international champion. And I think X Division champ. Fucking Aries has held a lot of titles in OCW throughout the years, like a lot. So he's definitely a Grand Slam, not a flake, but a Grand Slam champion, or a Grand Slam flake. Well, fuck it. So, Aries is in here. He's not, winning or losing doesn't matter, which is, you should be that way because it helps. So in my head, I'm like, oh man, if he loses to Jest, it's gonna be interesting, but whatever. And holy shit, Jest took it to the man. Aries took it right back to Jest. It was a really good match, and it came down to the wire, but it was a really good fucking showing for Justin Jest. So maybe he does have the rocket ship on him. I don't know. It wasn't intended that way, but that's how it's working out, and it was just a fucking entertaining match, man. Justin Jest got Aries red not early, but pretty fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Emphatically. I need like one of y'all need to buy me a thesaurus so I can like use words of the day. So yeah, he got Aries red. He got him like deep red, or as RD would say, purple. And we were like, oh shit, Aries about to lose. Oh shit, Jarrence is in there going, come on, friend, please. But nah, nonetheless, it was a really good match. A lot of ups and downs. That's what you want in a match. You want to be invested in the match, and that's what these two gentlemen did. As a matter of fact, so everybody did on the show, but I'm getting my words as we progress. So yeah, it told a great fucking story. Aries at the very end hit it with the veteran legend status, knowing his shit, and he got the W. We had ourselves some post-match shenanigans, which I don't know what happened in the video, but yeah. So speaking of, I probably have to fix the I think I fixed the my version of it, but for some reason it's not updating. So let me double check that on my end, because I'm pretty sure I fixed it. So yeah, we had some post-match fuckery, and none other than everyone's favorite psychotic G2 Quartz. Oh, I guess it didn't update, so I gotta fix that on my end. It didn't update. So everyone's favorite lunatic G2 Quartz returns. He got the blue, so it's serious now. I think it's blue, right? Pretty sure it's blue. Whatever, close enough. It was an issue with the video, so there's a secondary video. It'll be on the website, but you know, just so you know. It's a really good fucking post promo. He got a good pop. Everyone was shocked. Well, not really, but you know, it is what it is. So welcome back, buddy. Okay, we're doing good. How we doing on time? We're doing pretty good on time. All right, we're not gonna keep you here too much longer. So now we have the Lucha Country versus the Uncrowned, one of the most anticipated. I was gonna say emancipated. One of the most anticipated matches, because the Uncrowned, of course, as you may know, disbanded many moons ago when Doc Green was a fuckboy and attacked Antonio Everett, and the two fought at the Clash, and the two fought at Ambition and broke the house down. Second match of the Clash was alright. First match was amazing. So these two team back together. They found Jesus Christ and they decided to go at the champions, not for the title, but just as an exhibition match. And again, fucking solid tag team match. You know, I love the Uncrowned when they were a team, so to see them reunited was fucking amazano. Typical tag team match that you would expect. Told the fucking wonderful fucking story. Parker ain't want to fight his friend, but then he's like, fuck that shit, because Doc Green's being a petty bitch and whatever. The end was a topic of debate. And oh, I should also add that this was the match that included the fucking front face lock into a double team move, which made me almost pee my pants with joy. So thank you for that, gentlemen. I appreciate that. As I was saying, this match had a little bit of controversy. Is that the word I'm looking for? Controversy? Not really controversy, but more of opinion. So at the very end, a very rookie-ish mistake cost Lucha Country the match, wherein Parker's in trouble. He got Antonio. He's trying to get out the ring, but then he decides he's gonna go back in and get like a free hit, kind of. You know, he could have got out, but he didn't make it in time. And fucking Tony Touch does not fuck around when it comes to that kind of shit. Because he took one pile driver and he kicked out, but he just got unlucky. Tony cut off the ring a little bit, but then he hit him and he should have tagged out, but he's like, fuck that, I'm gonna grab my hit. And Tony was like, nah, B, I got this, son. He had to poison Rana. He should have just tagged out, but he had to do it. He had to get that fucking hit in, man. And that's what caused him. That's what caused it, man. That one little maneuver, man. It's crazy. So that's what it boiled down to. And it's just sometimes you get caught in the moment like, yo, I'm gonna hit this motherfucker, nah, B. And he got the major, and that's all she wrote, Stanley. And then the best part was the end, because even though the Uncrowned won, I guess because Antonio got the pin, Doc Green was like, fuck you, they might. It's supposed to be me. I don't know. But once again, Doc Green proved how much of a piece of shit he is. I think, like I said it yesterday, Doc Green is essentially like a Riot Rex. He's just a scumbag, son. He's just a dyed in the wood piece of shit. He's just a very tiny, tattooed as fuck, angry little piece of shit, son. After the celebration, everyone's like, hey, man, let's be friends, man. This is great. We're back together and it feels so good. Yeah, uncrowned, baby. Uncrowned. I love you. Uncrowned's the best. Uncrowned, fuck you. No. Oh, shit. The only thing certain in life is taxes, death, and Doc Green turning on you when you're not looking. So he gets fucking a pile driver on his fucking head, does an RVD bounce out the ring, and no, man, I want no more beef. Fucking guys. So I'm sure they're gonna fight sometime soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Good shit. Pop the crowd, pop me. Elliot makes my life miserable and fucking includes a video for his entrance. No offense, but it's annoying if it's just an entrance. Anyway, basically doing the match with Nate Ortiz on the Clark Effect, which is actually the next match, Nate Ortiz versus Elliot Parker. It was supposed to be a surprise match, but I'm not good with stuff anymore. I'm old. So we have that. It's not much to say. Elliot Parker has a very it's not a bad thing, but Elliot Parker, someone said that we're trying to do the Roman Reigns push on Elliot Parker, which fucking made me laugh. It kind of looks like it, but it isn't. It's just, the guy's a future investment, so he's not a champion. We gotta kind of treat him like almost not a special attract. I just saw the kick after Elliot slapped Nate, and then he got kicked in the mouth. Here's a one thing though. With your moveset, when you get a good spot, be careful. So Elliot slapped the shit out of Nate. We all like, oh shit, and then fucking Nate gave him the biggest boot of his life. Because Elliot's moveset's kind of cool. Elliot's learning the spacing, which I was bitching about. He was able to hit his kick thingy, which was cool to see. He actually did really fairly well against Nate Ortiz, all things considered. Like we didn't it's 2K19. It's not like SmackDown versus Raw 2006. So you're not gonna fucking just perfect somebody. Usually you got to try really hard to do that. So the match did what it had to do, told a pretty good fucking story. Nate still got the juice. Elliot wasn't a fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? A rag doll, if you will. He did as well as could be expected. I would consider it. I was gonna say he even managed to block a finisher. I would say maybe kind of a Kirkland version of Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy. If that sounds, I hope it doesn't sound offensive. But I got those kind of vibes. He managed to get Nate red, which people got really invested as soon as that happened. Like, oh shit! But red just means that's when the match begins. So don't freak out. So good shit. Kept the crowd. Everyone was still hyper and excited, and it's good stuff. Good stuff. This is a promo that I need to address in some capacity. The funeral, the memorial celebration of the last blacksmith's career on page 5 of the Turmoil card. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Say what you want about Solomon Kane, but the man knows his character. The man looks like he needs a sandwich, but Jesus Christ, he's a very talented individual. He's a really good I don't know if role play is the word. Role player is the word. He's a good character. He's a good writer. He's just very creative. And when he's involved in something, it's always a sight to see, if that makes any sense. So tune in next week for the memoriam of the last blacksmith. Who cares? July 25th, 2020. Right, 5:58. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. And now we have the main event. And I apologize if I didn't really catch on role plays, but I wanted to just keep it as short as possible. So we're kind of going par for the course. The main event was the CCW champion B17 versus the OCW champion H2O. One of the more hotly anticipated matches again as well. So when we got up to this match, we were like, all right, well, we're waiting for these two to shit the bed so we can finally say it was a perfect show. And fortunately, neither of them did. This match, the best way to describe this match is fucking bonkers. Both men went at it like gangbusters. And if you haven't watched this match, you probably should. Maybe there's a link to it below in the YouTube video or not. I don't know. I'm probably gonna link it maybe just tell you to watch it. But if that's gonna be enough, who knows? Maybe I can do one of those YouTube cards and be like, hey, watch this match. Look above the screen and watch. But yeah, man, this match was really fucking exciting. There was so many spots hit. H2O dressed like a discount John Cena because he's injured. B17 still injured. Both men are dressed up as they're injured. B17's got this whole pirate thing going because his eyes all fucked up. He's the one-eyed man, the ass kicking contest. And it was just so fucking exciting, dude. Like, at one point we thought, it's H2O is in the bag, and then it's like, no, B17 has it in the bag, and then just the very end of it. And again, I apologize for not being super specific, but it's already been 48 hours. The brain isn't fresh anymore. But I kind of wish I had this match in front of me so that I could do the audio, not commentary, but sound effects, because I love adding sound effects to fucking hard-hitting matches. Shout out to Brad Williams, aka Jordan, aka fucking whatever the fuck he's calling himself this week, for the commentary as well. Getting excited when you're supposed to get excited, but yeah, man, it's just a fucking I think this would be, I would probably put this in the match of the year contendership, along with the El Parker versus Isu, along with, what the fuck was the other one? It was 3 so far, and I can't remember the other one, so I guess it didn't matter as much. But yeah, we'll put El Parker and Isu, and we'll put in B17 versus H2O, champion versus champion, Turmoil 252 onto that docket list. Just a fucking murder fest, and just at the last 2.99 second kickouts, and just counter the bingo punch that was fucking deflected by a rolling savate kick and shit. It's just barely kicking out of the fucking you just died for my sins, and oh my god, it's just too much, man. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, get to the end, and tell me that's not fucking some of the best fucking player versus player shit you've ever seen, son. My man H2O charging up his laser beam on some shit. Imagine to get the comeback. Imagine to get the finisher. Come on, son. Get out of my face with that shit. Just, oh my god. And even still, B17 trying to tap a motherfucker out, and it's like, nope. Just made it. The what's it called? Hydrovolution? Or what the fuck does he call it? I don't know what he's calling it. It's like Hydrovolution, whatever. I don't know what I always forget what he calls the fucking charging corner thing, but it's just a fucking solid ass match, dude. It's just so many false finishes. It felt like a really good it felt like a pay-per-view quality match. This could have ended the pay-per-view, and I would be okay with it. So that's the most praise you're gonna get out of me. I think it's already been 30 or 40 minutes, 38 minutes, 48 minutes, I don't know. Either way, thank you for listening this far. The code word for today is chimichangas. No, I used that one already. The code word for today is gummy bears. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of OCW, if you are a part of OCW. If you're just new here, thank you for listening again. And feel free to tell your friends, because if you want some of the best plays in the world, if you want some of the fairest, cleanest, non-cheesy competition, then you've come to the right place. We'll see you next go round. Have